Welcome to episode 17, League with No Name podcast. It's your boy Beans. Got Moose here.
Boy.
Got Chat Story and J.A.
Put you in the middle today.
Not really sure where Cheese is, but we just gonna get started. Maybe he'll walk in.
He couldn't find his do-rag.
No call, no show with that.
A little under the weather, so you have to bear with me. All right, so let's get into it. NFL games recap. What you got, Moose? How the Eagles look?
Look pretty good, man. We got another win. We played the Bears.
Yeah, no water this week.
I forgot the water, man. My bad.
Kids
We played the
are
Bears.
thirsty.
It was a good game, good win, man. We needed it. Going to the bye week.
What's your record now going into the bye?
5-4. So we tied up with the Cowboys.
Oh wow.
Well, they had the lead on us, but we right there.
Good chance. Jay, how y'all look? Well, you had a bye, right?
Bye week. We lost though because we fell down in the standings for lottery. Fell down to fifth with the Dolphins winning.
I'm about to say I got some help though, no? The Dolphins lost.
Nah, Dolphins winning.
The Dolphins won.
Dolphins won, so that
they
means
dropped.
Yeah, Jets moved up though.
How many wins the Jets got? One? Two?
They got one. Yeah, but they got
how many of y'all got? One?
We got one too.
Hopefully my ice come back.
Race to the bottom.
We got Saints this week, so we'll be up there.
We finally took another loss. Came out real flat against the Chargers. I think you took the Chargers, right?
Of course.
He always bet against us.
Not all the time, but I know it. Like, Chargers.
She was waiting for
Chargers,
the Packers to lose too.
They came out hungry.
They've been due.
Yeah, they was losing by just random occurrences.
Week,
so I mean, we came out flat. We didn't have any energy, so we deserved to lose that game. It's as simple as that. Let's get into a surprise of the week. Who you got, Moose?
Man, he was my surprise earlier on in the week, but
Waller.
nah, man, I'm going with that Fred, man. That Freddie Kitchens, man. I'm surprised he's not fired yet. That's what I'm surprised about, man. He got to go, man. I mean, I think they're the most penalized team in the league. He's not finding any ways to get Odell open. Not finding any ways to get Juice the ball. Like, he has so many weapons and he's not doing anything with it. No, it's not all his fault. The offensive line could be a little better, but with all those weapons and all that hype in the beginning of the year, he got to be way better than that. They played the Denver Broncos, who on a 2-game losing streak, and they started a QB that nobody knows his name. He's a rookie, and they lost. They should have won that game. So
what happened to Locke? Why ain't he start?
He's on IR.
He
should be coming back soon. But still, you can't lose to
a no name. What's his name? I forgot.
Brandon Allen.
I didn't know his name. Before this,
it's crazy.
You can't lose to him. Freddie got to go, man.
You think Freddie's one and well, no, he was there last year.
He was there last year, but he was
the end.
Yeah, for the end. Yeah.
So basically, one and done. You think so?
They have to. Yeah, they got to get somebody with a little bit more creative.
Half and done.
What about Gase and the Jets?
That's one and done.
He done.
He might not make it. Honestly, he might. Depends on how they lose the rest of the year. Him and Dan Quinn might be out the same week.
Your boy.
That's right.
Who you got for surprise of the week?
Surprise of the week. I'm going Matt Moore. Just surprised just how he stepped into a role. Start the year as a high school coach. Andy Reid, begs him to come back, and then he hasn't turned the ball over. This week he went 25 for 35. He had a TD. No turnovers. So he's finding the playmakers too. Not the numbers that they're used to with Mahomes there, but he's still getting them, Tyreek involved and Kelsey and all the guys in the run game picked up. So he definitely surprised me. I didn't think he could, step in and keep that offense still moving, but it seems like, they're still on track.
That's a good defense they beat too.
Yeah.
My surprise, I'm gonna go with my boy Fitzmagic. Down with the Dolphins, they finally got a win. 288, 3 TDs, and they look good. So I was surprised that they got the win. I took the Jets, but good win. I was surprised that he came out firing the way that he was. Dog of the week, who you got?
Dog of the week, man. I'm going with the old dude, man. I'm going with AP, man. He didn't score any touchdowns, but he just looked like a monster still, man. Like, he's old as heck, man. He's still doing his thing.
34, right?
He was galloping. He just looked it fresh against
Bills, right?
Bills.
That's a good defense too.
18 for 108. I mean, he just doing his thing right now. So that's my dog of the week.
Dog, man, that Tyler Lockett, man. Oh my god. That little boy had 18 targets.
Him and Russell, man.
Goodness gracious.
He had 13 catches for 152, 2 TDs. It's nothing he can't do. I mean, we knew in fantasy, this dude, he always been, but now he's coming into his own. He's a number one target over DK, and he's eating at opportunity he gets.
We've slowly watched him become the dog that he is.
Yeah, we seen the flashes, like, oh yeah, he definitely gonna get you that. Now he might get you like 2 catches for a bomb for like 70. But now it's just they finding him every possession.
Yeah, every game they find him.
My dog is a dude that I'm not particularly high on overall, but I went with Tyreek Hill. 6 for 140 at the TD, 2 40-yard receptions. And they got the win. The game I didn't expect them to win, so he dogged out. He pretty much was the difference between that win and that loss. So
that's good.
Yeah, they got Pat coming. Wait, is he coming back? He's back this week?
Yeah, I hope so, because he's starting right now.
So, yeah, I'll take Reek as my dog.
Titans, tighten up.
We're going to get back into that segment we did last week, a little bit of it, dog or fraud. So we got 4 guys today. I don't know if we'll get to all of them just for the sake of time. But first, we're going to go with my guy Sutton from Denver. What you think, dog, fraud?
I mean, he's a dog, man, and coming from me, I don't get that dog out too lightly, man. So he's definitely a dog.
Dog pedigree cover.
What they say to you think you're the dog?
I'm a dog trainer, man. I'm a kennel man, man. If I say you a dog, you a dog, man. So son ain't doing his thing. He mauls some dude, man. He's a big receiver. He goes up top for the ball. He got Flacco throwing it to him. He got the rookie throwing it to him. Anybody throwing the ball could get it done, man. So Sutton is definitely a dog right now, and he's a rookie too. So
nah, he's not a rookie. It's like his second.
I'm not sure. I don't think he's a rookie.
It's his second year, I think. I think last year was a rookie.
Excuse me.
With Deshaun Hamilton. I'm gonna say a dog too. Like he's definitely progressed as a receiver, not just becoming like a possession receiver, like a go-to guy, number one. Now Emmanuel Sanders gone, and I thought Cleveland having their 2 main guys back, he still was making dogs look crazy. So I think with better quarterback play, this dude is gonna be a rising star.
He on pace for 1,000 this year too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say he got dog potential. Like Moose was saying last week about a few guys, I think he just needs to show a little bit more. I don't think he has shown enough up to this point. But you think he's already there?
Inconsistent.
I think it's a little bit of inconsistency. Well, the QB part plays a role. But I just need to see a little more. But you already patting him a dog. You already say it right now.
I mean, like every game he's putting up points. He's putting up numbers. And then I don't leak trades, but I could have got something this year for some. I don't want to say who I could have got him for, but I could have got stole if I didn't trade. If I ain't trade JA for high, I could have got him, man. But I ain't gonna say no.
All right, number 2. What about my guy Kenny Golladay, Lions? What you think?
Dog.
I was gonna say dog as well, man. I hate to keep giving him out there, but he's a dog, man. He been doing his thing, man.
Giving out them dog tags.
Yeah, I'm giving him out the dog tags today, man. Galladay's a dog, definitely.
Galladay, definitely a dog.
Yeah.
I think it was like a lot of with the Detroit Lions corp, like it was just a lot of like who's gonna be the guy.
Yeah.
I think he kind of stepped into that role, like, all right, I'm gonna be the guy that's gonna get 8 catches for 117, 2 TDs. And he's, getting more precise with route running. He's stepping up, making big time catches. Whether one hand diving.
If you asked me last year, I'm like,
but you see the potential in him last year. But now it's like
came into his dog shoes.
Yeah, like he's guaranteed to get. Like he could get his numbers down. Like last year, he's like he might get you 25, and then he get 5 this week. But he's certified.
Yeah, I say dog as well. I drafted him based off potential. Like I seen a lot of people ranking him pretty high, but I just didn't know how he was really gonna look in that offense. Like Jay said, they got Amendola in the offseason. They already had Marvin Jones, but he's really been taking the top off the defense. A lot of big plays, a lot of 40+ yards, get them extra points. Yeah, so
consistent.
For me, Golladay is a dog. All right, so Mark Ingram, Ravens. What we think? Dog or fraud?
I'm giving out them collars too much this week, but I'm going dog, man. I mean, he got the pretty much the role to himself there. Edwards gets a few carries, but he's mostly the lone dog there. I actually was going to sit him this week versus the New England, but he went crazy versus New England. He almost had 100 yards, pretty much had 100 yards. So and he's been doing his thing this year. So and last year he did his thing with the Saints. So man, that man Mark's a dog, man.
Yeah, Mark, he's definitely he be trending both ways. Mark got a little fumble problem. Some days, some games he go missing, but yeah, his career up to this point, definitely he's got that dog pedigree. He could definitely be the leading rusher. He's a hard runner. He get the tough yards, always punching in from the goal line, goal line possession. So definitely a dog in my eyes.
He's gritty too.
I'm gonna say fraud just for the time being. For this particular season, over his career, he's definitely shown the flashes of a dog. I think
It's PED Mark too. He's definitely a dog.
I can't think of the quarterback name.
Lamar?
Yeah, Lamar. The way he can open up the game for the running game because you never know when he's going to take off himself. I think that's been making Ingram look a little bit better. But I like the way Ingram runs. He runs hard. He gets in the end zone, which is
he had the best of both worlds. He had like a passing QB and he had a running QB.
He had AK to help him out, but he definitely was dope.
That was a crazy tandem too.
For the time being, I'm gonna say fraud, but he definitely got that potential. Last but not least, my guy Aaron Jones.
He on my fantasy team, man. He been keeping me in it. So
yeah, he a dog.
He's a doggy dog. He's a dog.
It's a dog sweep this week.
I need Williams to lead the team so he can just
Williams been balling.
He's been balling. That's the point. I need him out of here. So
I like Williams.
Williams a couple years prior, he definitely was showing signs.
Yeah, but I don't need that. I need all the touches to Jones. I need all.
Keep him fresh though. That's
it's not the type of offense they run. Like, they need fresh bodies in and out.
Feed Jones.
He a dog. There's no question about it. Aaron Jones, he came out of nowhere too. It was like Pat had a running back problem. They throw this guy into it, and I think he played the Cowboys a couple years ago where he was just going crazy. I'm just like, who is this dude? Now he's coming to his own.
I think last year he was suspended, right? That's why he didn't start.
The first 3 games, I think. Yeah.
It was one year they played, I think, at Dallas, and he was going
that was the first time he went off.
So he definitely showed signs then. Now he's doing it all.
But these
now.
Past couple of years, I don't think we had a running back problem because he been there. They just didn't run him. McCarthy just wasn't giving him the ball. So I think
where was he at when you had timeout playing running back? Was he there?
I think he was. That was last year. Yeah, and it was rotating all 3 of them. But once you allow him to be the workhorse,
yeah, I think that's what it was. I think they let him rock out against the Cowboys, and he just went crazy. I'm just like, yo.
Yeah. So to me,
had running backs, they just wasn't using them.
Yeah, Jones definitely a dog. When used right, when in the right system, and when LaFleur finally just lets him go sick, he's definitely a dog. So let's get into some of the fantasy stuff. We had a couple of trades, 2 trades in one. Well, I guess technically it was this week, but Randy and Stoll had a trade. David Montgomery in the 6th went to Randy, and Stoll picked up Kittle in the 10th. What y'all think about that trade?
Stoll after it. Stoll coming.
He knows this is his chance.
He knows he's on the verge of clinching a spot.
Yeah.
Now he got that.
Tight
end to solidify your 14 to 20 points.
He gave Randy a pick.
Gave Randy
the 6th and David. But I think it's pretty fair.
No,
he's getting a better player and Randy's getting a better pick.
It was fair.
But I think that definitely is what might put him over the edge.
With that D-Watt, he got a nice little combo with D-Watt, Mike Thomas, and now he got Kittle.
I think Randy still. I don't know if he might not be worried about players, but he don't want to bring pizza.
Yeah, I gotta play.
He been trying to get Breeze off of me all day, so I know he's still in it. He's still trying.
He's
just in it to get 9th. He's not really. He don't want 10. He don't want 10.
He can't get 10. Yeah. He just can't. After all those
the way he was talking,
I'll see you.
Yeah, the way he.
Will you be there?
And the crazy.
You know what it is. If I see you, you know what it is. So he was talking too crazy.
I might see you.
It was crazy. The chat was fired up today because they pointed out to me, and I wasn't even thinking about it. Like I have the chance to pretty much finish him.
Like we said,
I got him this week.
The fantasy guys, man. One thing about the fantasy guys, they don't play. They be knowing.
Had the chance really to finish him, and it's looking real likely.
Was that like episode? I forget what episode it was. He was up there talking crazy. Right to the commish, and now commish holds his fate.
He said smooth sailing.
All right, so the other trade involved me. Let's see what y'all think about this. I sent off to Kelsey, Dede Westbrook in the 8th, and I picked up Juju, Jonnu Smith in the 5th. I don't think y'all was too fond of that trade.
I could have went down today. They didn't have to go down this weekend. Dede was out. That trade. You could have used Kelsey this week. You didn't need to. You won still, but.
Kelsey definitely big for Casey. Helps his team out
tremendously. Casey has Russ.
Yeah.
He has Goff. Then he has Kareem Hunt coming back. AJ Green is coming back.
When is AJ coming back?
I don't know. He coming back this week?
AJ playing this week.
He's playing?
AJ is coming back this week.
AJ
is practicing. AJ is coming back this week. So,
but they benched Dalton, so I mean, you don't know what
That's what I said, but he's still, AJ throw it up to AJ. AJ gonna catch it no matter who throws it. Give him Kelsey. This guy, he always finds a way. I played Casey this past week, and if he doesn't have Kelsey, I win the matchup. So now,
But the thing about it is, Kelsey only put up 13 points.
That's enough.
It was enough, but it's not like it was enough.
Janu and Juju had 12 points total.
And who did he even pick up? Because he gave me 2 and he didn't have nobody to start. Because Didi didn't play, so he had to pick somebody off the wire. So I actually thought it was going to help you.
His receivers that he played were.
The last time I looked, he needed
played
one more player.
He played Odell. He played Landry.
And Juju.
No, he didn't have Juju. He played Odell, Landry, Tate. Let me check right now. Hold on.
Well, either way, I figured that without no Didi, he was going to have to figure out how to fill that last spot. But somehow he still pulled out the win. So.
Yeah. Oh, Edelman, OBJ, Landry, and then he went Tate. He picked up Jack Doyle, who scored a touchdown randomly.
So that's like
randomly.
So that's really the difference. Doyle was the difference, not Kelsey. Because Kelsey only went for 13.
But even if
how many Doyle had? He might probably have more than Kelsey.
Doyle had 11.
I mean, that's the difference right there to me. But it is what it is.
John knew would have looked better.
John was supposed to have a bigger role with Delaney. Last week he had a touchdown. He had like 80 yards, a bunch of catches.
Titans just, I don't know what they did.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, so fantasy league standings. Still in first, even after a loss. We got Stoll. Number 2, Gabe.
Wow.
3, King. 4, Casey. Somehow staying up there. Low scoring Lois actually put up 200 this week at 5.
Finally.
Jay 6, Cheese 7, me 8, Moose 9, and
I'm sinking.
And 10 is Randy. We was talking about it earlier. Like the pod is 6, 7, 8, and 9. It's a chance that only one of us make the playoffs, so that ain't gonna be a good look at all.
Somebody has to make it though. One of us has to make it because Randy's.
If only one of us make it, I heard rumblings already. Like the pod ain't really about it. People hate it.
I mean, it's not like we're playing though. It's like they get a lot of dudes they got tight this morning. A lot of luck coming around right now.
Luck, a lot of injury, a lot of scheduling things.
I score 180 and lose, but Low score 125 and he won by 20. Like it's crazy.
That's how it be with fantasy.
I'll be there.
All right, so let's get into some starts and sits. Quarterback, who you got, Moose?
Quarterbacks, I'm going Kyler, man. He should have a dog game this week. Should be a high scoring game.
Against who?
I'm
looking at it earlier.
They're playing Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
So they should be going back and forth at it. For sits, I think I'm sitting Jimmy, man. I'm sitting Jimmy G. He had an awesome game last week. And I just feel like he's going to have to take a seat playing the Seahawks. I feel like this is their first big test finally through the weeks. All they had, easy games. This is their first big test. And
this is real. Yeah,
and now,
I've
been talking to my man D Fresh, whatever, and I will definitely wear some 49ers gear, and I'll definitely put some 49ers gear up if they beat the Seahawks this week. I heard it.
I heard it.
You know what I mean? I'm going to put some gear up for y'all 49ers fans if y'all beat the Seahawks. I don't know if it's going to happen, but if y'all do, I got you.
That's not a bad. I would have took quarterbacks.
I'm sitting Drew Brees playing them Falcons, boy. Last in sacks, coming off a bye. He fresh. Him and Mike Thomas big day.
I need him this week.
Yeah, he gonna light us up. Just 350.
If he's still on my team, I have to deal him.
Oh my God, he's dead serious. I'm sitting Kyle Allen. Green Bay about to get after this boy. Cam done for the year. Green Bay coming off a bad loss. Defense, they didn't really give up too much. It was just the offense didn't do much. I think they get after him. Yeah, it'll be a slow day. It's at Green Bay, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Lambeau Field. It's getting a little cold now. It's November at Lambeau. Yeah. That grass is brown now, so it's gonna get ugly in Green Bay.
So for me, I try to pick a few people that are a little bit off the radar to start. I'm gonna go with Daniel Jones from the Giants. The Jets, they kind of middle of the pack team against the quarterback. They've been giving up some big games to the quarterback. Fitz just went off on them, so a little bit off the radar. You might be able to pick him up for very little in your daily fantasy. So I'm gonna go with Daniel Jones, and to sit, I'm gonna go with Derek Carr. I think I saw those Chargers. They looked hungry against the Packers. The way they were getting after the quarterback with Bosa and Ingram, I think it's going to be a long day for Carr, so I would sit Carr. Running backs.
Running backs, I'm going to go with Raiders. I'm going with Josh Jacobs, man. He's been balling.
They're going to need him.
I mean, the defense has looked better for the Chargers, but I just feel like, they're still going to do their thing. And that's a Thursday night game, so I don't know exactly where this is going to drop. So I had one more. You know how I do.
That's why I got mine.
I'm going with Drake, man. Drake been balling, man.
Hey,
with the new scenery.
Leave us.
Send Drake through, man.
Leave us.
Send Drake through. And for sits, I'm gonna go Mixon. They're facing the Ravens. The Ravens haven't been the Ravens defense of old, but I feel like with that the new QB they got over there, and I just feel like it come up a bye, but I just feel like they're not gonna do it this week.
Mixon has had such a disappointing season.
Yeah, so
I would have never imagined.
I thought he was going to be at least a focal point. But.
So I seen something earlier on Instagram. I'm gonna see what your thoughts are. Who had a more disappointing season out of these three? Mixon, OBJ, or Kelsey? Who had the most disappointing?
I would say
OBJ.
I want to go OBJ because like he's a big hype and he's a higher pick.
It's not. He can't get himself the ball either.
That offense, but I'm gonna go Kelsey just because of the tight end position. It was supposed to be the big three this year. It was supposed to be Kittle, Ertz, and Kelsey. And
Kelsey's
was
playing
leading
like
the way.
something like I don't know. He's playing like a step slower. It seems like.
So I
don't know if like concussions is on his mind or something, like injuries, but just how he move out there sometimes is just.
He hasn't been as bad as OBJ, but when you pick Kelsey, you were thinking
you're expecting like like how you was getting last year, like he was going crazy last year for you.
It took him 13th over. Like so I had high expectations, and you see I had to deal with.
He's barely getting his projection, so we'll see what happens when Mahomes come back.
Running backs, who you got?
Derrick Henry versus Chiefs. Chiefs have actually been getting better at stopping the run lately. I think they'll load up the box on him. I don't think they could pass on the Chiefs, so I think it'll be a slow day for Derrick Henry. I'm sitting him. I'm gonna start Chris Carson. Honestly,
my guy.
I think Russ. That read option look. And you see how Kenny Drake went off on the Niners on Thursday night. I think they're a better team. I think he could get some yards on them. So I expect him to have a big day.
To start, I'm gonna go with Dalvin Cook against the Cowboys. He's been looking good for the past 5-6 weeks. The Cowboys defense has been sus against the run at times. Do we know anything about Thielen? Is he playing? If Thielen don't play, I expect
I heard he wasn't playing
monster
this
game.
week. Yeah, I heard he's out this week.
So they're gonna rely on him even more.
That's like
he re-injured whatever.
He had the hamstring, sat out, and then came back.
Yeah, so they're gonna have to rely on Dalvin even more without him. So I'm definitely gonna start Cook. And to sit, I'm gonna go with Devontae Freeman. New Orleans, number 3 against the run. So it's already a tough matchup for him, and I think they're gonna be playing from behind. I think so. They're probably gonna be airing it out. I would think it's gonna be the ball's gonna be at Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's gonna be airing it out, so I don't think Devontae's gonna get much love.
I hope he's airing it out.
Wide receivers, who we got?
Wide receivers. I love to go deep in the waiver wire, but I couldn't this week. So it's kind of corny. I'm gonna go Godwin. I feel like it's gonna.
I need him, please.
Yeah.
That's what
I think it's gonna be a shootout. You know what I'm saying?
Carlos Wade, he was guarding on Thursday night.
Evans,
he's gonna light that thing up.
Dogging, so
Jamie's been locked in on Mike Evans though. Like
who's that?
Jamie's. I say he's been locked in on Mike Evans.
And the way Pat Peterson been guarding.
Yeah. Oh my God, Pat Pete.
He looked bad on Thursday. I love him as a corner.
Edmonds. I mean, Eman.
You
know my man, Eman.
Nobody knows
Emano.
My guy Eman tore him up, man.
He made him look crazy.
But for sits, I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I'm going John Brown, man. I just see them
finally sit your own guy.
Yeah, I'll be truthful this week. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I'm gonna say John Brown this week.
Yeah, we got.
I'm actually sitting Godwin as well. I see him having a big day.
Starting.
Yeah, my fault. Yeah, I'm starting Godwin this week. He's been. I mean, he didn't really have the numbers I thought he would have against the Seahawks. I said we exposed the Seahawks secondary, and Jameis came out and he lit them up. But I think that Cardinals secondary is even worse. He should have a big day. And to sit, I'm gonna go Diggs against Dallas. With Thielen being out, Byron Jones will probably be locked on him, and that.
I was thinking that, but he does good against Dallas. I think.
With no Thielen, I think that would hurt him.
They could key in on him a little more.
Yeah, unless they, he had like one catch for 4 yards against the Chiefs. And that was, uncharacteristic with Thielen being out. So I'm gonna go with Diggs for the sit.
To start, I'm gonna go with my guy Crowder from the Jets. I know that's not gonna be a popular pick.
Who picked him up? Gabe did.
Yeah, he went 8 for 83 and a touchdown last week, and with Devontae in Atlanta, I think they're gonna be playing from behind. I'm taking the Giants this week, so I think the Jets will be playing from behind and got to air it out a little bit. So I like Crowder in that matchup. And to sit, like Moose, I'm gonna go with my own guy. I'm gonna go with Juju. Yeah, I just picked him up, but they got a tough matchup against the Rams. You're gonna have Jalen Ramsey on them, so that's a tough matchup. And
all night.
It is what it is. Tight ends, who we got?
Man, it was rough this week for me at tight ends, man. I didn't know who to pick, but I'm gonna sit Jimmy Graham. I don't know. I feel like A-Rod's not really finding him, or Jimmy's not finding himself. I don't
Jimmy
get
runs
it.
so
Like,
Funny thing, like when I was watching the game, I saw him like take a hit, and I thought of what you said about how he looked like he don't want to get hit.
He don't wanna hit no more?
He got hit good too. Like someone took his legs out. Like
Yeah,
Jimmy,
I don't know what it is. I thought when he came over there, like him and A-Rod would have a good connection. You know
that's
what
how
I'm
he
saying?
run, like how Jason Witten runs down. Like it's like scared to get hit, but
Yeah.
they have a big enough body to
And
get
then
out
the
of
Packers
balance.
pick up a tight end.
No, they took somebody. The tight end they drafted was on IR, but now he's back.
Oh, he's back. Okay,
So that might diminish his role even more.
Exactly. So
Yeah, they about to
I'm
buy somebody
definitely sitting there, and Chat gonna kill me, but I ain't have
Wilder.
no tight end, so you already know it's Wilder, man. Just start Wilder if you got him, or if any way you could get him, man. Start him.
He sounds like he's selling something. Any way you could, go get
So,
him, man.
I've been saying Bruce would be the sick car salesman.
He said, "Go get him, man. Go get him." I'm starting Mark Andrews versus Bengals. I think he'll get back to his normal numbers. Patriots game, they eliminate some guys, and the run was open against them, so I think he'll get back against a bad defense. To sit, I'm gonna go Eric Ebron against the Dolphins. Not is more so him. It's just if Brissett's not playing, I think
Right.
Hoyer. I think he'll look more Doyle's way, and they'll feed Marlon Mack more and stuff. So, yeah, I definitely sit Ebron this week.
To start, I'm gonna go with Kittle against Seattle. They're fifth worst against tight ends, and I think they're gonna rely heavily on the run, heavily on the tight ends to get the win in that game. And to sit for the money, I'm gonna sit Kelsey this week. I don't like the matchup against Tennessee. So, all right, so let's get into the picks for the week. Last week, Moose went 3-2, Cheese went 1-4, J.A. went 2-3, and I went 1-4. Cheese was here, he probably would debate that, but once again at the end of the week, he tried to change his scores, so
Boy,
he was 1-4
every day. Something wrong with him.
Overall, Moose 25-20, Cheese 24-21. So Moose actually took the lead this week. Jay 22-23, and I'm 23-22.
I'm right there.
So we all
About to
within
shake
one
this
game
up
of each
this
other.
week, huh?
So we got 5 games as usual. First game, Bills Browns. So you like
Bills Browns. See, I gotta go Bills, man. Like it's so hard picking against the Browns because you're like, all right, this week it gotta be
Right.
them.
Yeah,
It got to be it. They gotta take one, but nah, it's not them. Hey, after they lost to that no name QB, I can't pick them, and I lost money picking them dang Browns. So it's the Bills, man.
you mad when you say
Man,
that.
I know. He's just hurting
I
him.
ain't want to curse.
Man, you know what? Chat hate Big, and they loving it right now. But Big, you got come on, man. It got to start now. I'm taking the Browns, man. If not now, when?
That's the mindset I had. And I was gonna
It's
pick
like,
the
yo,
Browns,
like-
but
That's how I
can't.
felt last week.
I've been trying to pick the Browns too much, so I'm gonna go with the Bills. The Browns let me down too much. Game 2, big one, Panthers at Packers. We got Moose.
I went with the Packers last week, man. Hopefully they don't do me dirty again, man. C-Mac, I'm gonna go Packers. So.
You got to survive
I'm going
C-Mac this week?
man.
I hope so.
I'm going Pat. So he can't say I ain't doing my quota for this month.
I'm gonna go with Packers. I think we'll be able to, of course, not shut them down, but we'll be able to limit C-Mac just a little bit, and I think we'll get after the quarterback. So I think I'll take the Packers. Giants and Jets. I'll start with Jay. What you think?
I'm going Giants this week. Jets it's just looking bad right now. Giants look a little better Monday night. I think they'll come back. They'll survive and bark. He gonna do it.
Who home? Nah. Yeah, I'm going with G-Man too. It was rough for me to pick. It was a toss up, but I just like J.A. said, I think the G-Man are playing a little bit more better football right at the moment. So I'm gonna go with G-Man.
Like I said earlier, I'm gonna go with the Giants. I think they will win pretty easily. Another big one: Vikings going to Dallas, Jerry World to play the Cowboys. You think this?
I hate to pick these cowgirls, but I'm gonna go with the girls this week, man.
I got them pom poms, so I got the girls. It was back and forth, but
Vikings
that man,
inconsistent, man.
if
They're
you
not
want to get on
ready.
that dog or fraud, you want to get off that fraud side, man. This is the game you gotta show. Like not when you beat Giants, you gotta show it against Vikings right now. So I went with Dallas.
I'm gonna go with the Vikings. I think it's gonna be a really low scoring game.
Hopefully.
If
Hope not.
the Vikings could find some other options, because Diggs
Rules
probably will only
open,
be able to
boy.
do so much. If they could find a couple other guys to get them some yards, I think they could pull out the win on the road. And last but not least, the game of the week: Seahawks at 49ers. Who you like? Moose.
I'm going with the Hawks, man. And like I said, if the 49ers could prove me wrong, fresh, I got y'all. I'm definitely going to put some name gear and put some respect on your name if y'all could do it. But I'm going with the Hawks.
8-0. It's still no respect.
This y'all first. This they 8-0, but it's their first real test. I feel like they didn't play nobody yet. Honestly, who did they play? They didn't play anybody. All of them are under 500, under 500 teams.
Yeah.
So I feel like Seahawks are their the best test. They played the Rams, but the Rams been inconsistent. They haven't been playing well when they played the Rams.
They ain't playing with Ramsey yet.
So,
yeah,
they didn't play anybody yet. So this is their real first true test. I keep saying it. So if they could pass this test, I'll crown them, man. I'll crown them.
I'm actually going with San Fran on this one. I think Kyle Shanahan. I told you 2 weeks ago, there's some weaknesses in that Seahawks defense. We showed it with Schaub. Jameis showed it, last week. He threw for crazy numbers. Hey, but that front seven with both of them boys is crazy. Lost Quan for the year, but Richard Sherman against his old team ain't happening, dog. Kyle Shanahan gonna draw it up. It's gonna be a good game, though.
I think this would be another one that's pretty low scoring. If it was in Seattle, I would have took the Seahawks, but I'm gonna go with the 49ers as well. I think the home field advantage is what's gonna be the difference in that game. Week 9, the Pick'ems. Best record. Shout out to Shan. Yo, she been killing it. 10-4. She had the best record.
Get it.
67-36 overall, and she missed 2 weeks, and yet she's still only 6 games behind me and JA. Cause we've been sticking it up. So shout out to her. Overall leaders, your boy in first place, 88-46. Jay Green, of course.
Wow. Yo.
Second place, tied for second place, you got Burt, 86-48. And Cambo Slice, 86-48.
Bad week, Cambo.
He went 3-11. That's my Cambo guy, but if he would have just went 7-7, he would still have the lead.
Cambo, hey, that's not like you, man.
You gotta pick
something. See what happens when I shout cats out?
Come on, Cambo, man. You've been doing good every week, man. I don't know you, but hey, that ain't it, bro.
Pick it up. We want you to win over Jay Green at least.
Please.
It is what it is. So yeah, that's the show. Still don't know where cheese is. We gonna try to figure it out. Give y'all an answer.
He's probably looking for a do-rag, man.
He's probably sleep.
Don't be alarmed, man.
No cheese. Lactose week.
Follow us. League with No Name. Facebook, Instagram. Go ahead and follow us. Tell somebody else to follow us. Help us get our followers up a little bit.
You look good with just me here, man.
Subscribe to League with No Name, the podcast. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, YouTube. Anywhere that you listen to or watch your podcast, make sure you go subscribe there. Tell a friend. Tell a friend. Moose, any shout-outs?
I'm just gonna shout out Shant, man. She started off 2 weeks behind, and she's climbing up in the standings.
That's crazy.
Like, I can only crown. I can't even.
Your dog.
Can't say nothing. She doing her thing. So shout out to Shant, and she always down for the ones drama. She always shows up.
She come home from Ireland.
We did another girls flag game. I still be thinking about that throw she made to Neek. Like
shout out to Neek too for catching that post, man.
Threw it before she even came out the break. It was.
We need to get some flag games back. We need to bring the flag games back.
2 of the top dogs around, man. Neek and Shant. Shout out to y'all, man. For
Neek be playing in the shades too.
It is what it is.
That's the show though. League with No Name. We'll see y'all next week.